going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Talkin Sports with Josh and Nil. Once again, I'm your host, Josh, along with your co-host, Nil. So we're going to be talking today. We talked about 5A last week. We wrapped up 5A. We did D1, D2, 6A, D1, D2. Talked about all those schools. Now, 3A and 4A, there's a lot less Valley schools. There's more districts where it's like one or two Valley schools in an 8-team district, and the rest of the teams are from Corpus or up north, right? So we're going to combine those two 3A, 4A. We're going to be talking about and rounding off the whole high school preview because it is currently we're 2 weeks away from the season. So next week they're going to have scrimmages. The week after, week 1 of the season. So we got to wrap it up, and we're going to have today's going to be the last day we talk about preview high school football. So we got Ed Couch Elsa, Port Isabel, La Villa, Santa Rosa, Rio Hondo, and La Feria. Those are going to be the schools we're talking about. Now, some of these schools don't have a lot of stats to them, so we'll talk about their record. We're going to talk about how we think they're going to do in the season and maybe the playoffs, right? So when we come back, we're going to be talking about some of these schools, and we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Tu vida te encuentres. Texas Almost College está aquí para ayudarte a progresar. Ya sea que estés empezando desde cero, cambiando de carrera o adquiriendo nuevas habilidades. TSC tiene programas accesibles diseñados para adaptarse a tus metas. Es hora de dar el siguiente paso. Piensa en grande, piensa claramente, piensa en TSC.
Time to take a new look, maybe your first look at Buick. If smart, hip, and affordable is for you, Buick's your brand. For your Buick, Brownsville, Texas.
100 years ago, in the heart of the Rio Grande Valley, a spark was born. From the first dreamers who stepped onto these grounds, Texas Southmost College has stood as a promise that determination can overcome any challenge. Join us as we honor our past, celebrate our present, and ignite the future together. Texas Southmost College, 100 years strong, and the next 100 begin with you.
I fell on a loose towel at the grocery store, and now they're saying it's my fault. Do you think you could help?
Of course I can help. You should be focused on feeling better.
Oh, thank you, Law Champ. Hey, do you think I can get a selfie?
Of course.
This is the island where even the grown-ups forget what day it is. South Padre is more than an island. It's the island.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. So we're going to be finishing up high school football preview, 3A, 4A right now. We're going to start with these two teams because they don't have a whole lot of stats. We're going to go based on record we saw last year, who they played, how we think they're going to do next year based on their schedule. The two teams we're going to talk about, Santa Rosa and La Feria. So you want to start with Santa Rosa first?
Something to keep in mind with this district, these are like the little towns, right, of like the valley or like spread around Texas, maybe like an hour away from San Antonio. They're not big districts, not big schools. So they really just have what they have, right?
Yeah.
Whatever players we can get, whatever students or whatever's nearby. So which is why the records sometimes aren't the best, or even the player stats. Like it's hard, right? You're not always gonna find a good player. But I mean, no good for Santa Rosa. They did have they went 7-4 last year, right? Good record, not bad, like decent.
Yeah.
And they were senior heavy last year, so a lot of them left. But they did have last year, now junior. His name's a player named George Brown. He was kind of like a little bit. We did it all.
Like a gadget guy? Yeah.
Put in the receiver, put in the running back. And he was second in all stats as a sophomore behind seniors. So he was doing something right. Yeah. So he put up good numbers and all that. So he'll probably just start at running back this year because they don't have a quarterback. And by the time they develop one and all, so it'll probably take a while. So he'll probably just have the mantle at the running back position because he put up good stats last year for them. And like I mentioned, this is a small town, so they're not going to have, they're probably going to have a JV team, or maybe they do. I'm not even sure. So
those schools like that, it's in the big schools you see the freshman light, you see the JV light. In schools like this is the whole 4A, 3A, it's like 20-some kids on the varsity. You're going to have one JV team, and you'll be struggling to get a freshman team. Like, you see it sometimes with 5A, like that's or 6A. That's why teams move down to 5A. You don't have that many kids. Santa Rosa, these schools that we're going to talk about, all of them, they all do good for their districts, but it's like a weird power dynamic. It's like you're good, but if you were to ever play one of the 5A, 6A schools, it's going to be it's a tough matchup.
One good takeaway right now when we start with all the other schools is that most of these kids probably play varsity at the freshman or sophomore level. So they have so by the time that's something I saw with the other teams that they were okay as sophomores, but come their junior year they turned it up because numbers got better because they've been varsity probably their whole career, their 4-year Leatherman or whatever. Because I mean that's all the players they have. Yeah. So their development gets pretty good towards the end. It's we'll see that with some of the other schools. We start talking about that, but at least for Santa Rosa, they're 7-4. They did okay. Yeah. I don't think they got into the playoffs. They're 7-4 record because I think everyone else had pretty good records. Okay. I wasn't sure on that.
Gotcha.
But that was one good takeaway on that. It was a senior heavy team last year, so they're probably gonna be like a little rebuild this season coming up. See what they have available to them.
So yeah, for Santa Rosa, I mean you always have a good group of kids, and I mean. For this player, what was his last name?
Bravo. His name's George Bravo.
Okay, so for Bravo, I mean, for him to have those stats, that's great, but we need to see if he has the surrounding cast, right? Like, yeah, he's going to produce. He's probably always going to produce. Like, he's shown that he can play in the slot, play receiver, he can play at the running back position. And I mean, if he can play all those positions on offense, he can probably.
I mean, and not only that, he came in second in almost all the stats on offense. As a sophomore last year, behind juniors and seniors, so he was already way above his grade level or way above his class to be second in all stats. He's doing something right. He's a good player and a little bit of everything he can do.
I mean, it's going to be exciting to see for Santa Rosa. Again, not much to talk about for them because of the stats and losing a lot of players, but it's going to be exciting to see for them next year. But we're going to move on to La Feria now, and La Feria, again, not that much stats on them. They went 4-6 last year. They finished third in their district, but 1-2. So they didn't have a strong district. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you here, right? They're losing a lot of players from what I can see. It's not saying what grade their quarterback is in. They went 4-6, so I assume. It really all depends if they have a good quarterback coming back next year, because that really sets a statement for the team. Like, if you have a good quarterback, someone that knows the play, knows the offense, knows the system, it's helpful to everybody else around them. If you're losing this quarterback and you have a new quarterback coming in, I don't know how I'm going to feel about La Feria. I have a good feeling about La Feria. I think they're going to do pretty solid this year. 4-6 last year. They lost some close games, like to Raymondville by 11 points. They lost a close one to King, and they lost in the playoffs to Cuero. So, I mean, again, not a big district. There's 4 teams in your district. You're going to make the playoffs. Like, you can lose all 4 games. You're going to make the playoffs. So, here's my prediction. I think La Feria is going to make the playoffs this year. But, I mean, 4-6 last year, 1-3. I think they're looking to improve. Maybe they wanted to take. Now nobody wants to take a step back, but maybe they knew they were going to have to take a step back last year, and I see them possibly improving because from what we've known, like since we've been in school, La Feria has always been a pretty decent, solid school. I mean, they've always done something. They've always made some noise. So for this upcoming schedule, I'm waiting for it to load here. But if you have a 14 district, you're gonna make the playoffs. Yeah, it's a matter of what you do when you're in the playoffs.
And hopefully you don't lose all the games or all that. And I mean, the only bad thing is when you're a small school in a small town like this, I'm not as big as the other schools in the district or here in the valley, that when your team is too heavy on one side of the class and they all leave, it's kind of going back to zero. You have no players coming back. You can only work what you have, and it's going back to zero, and that's kind of sucks. It's kind of like shooting yourself in the foot if you don't really develop other players. So that way, when they do leave, I mean, it doesn't hurt you as much. And for Santa Rosa, for La Feria, that seems to be also for Santa Rosa, but seems to be the story here that they lost most of their seniors, and well, they're not getting any players back, so they kind of have to start from zero again.
I mean, it's not getting any easier for them. I'm pulling up their schedule now, and good for them because they got a 18 district now. So you got 7 games district-wise. Your first district game, September 18th, a week from now, so almost a month from now. You got 3 non-district games. You got Donna, which it's a good test. In the non-district, Donna's a good test. Rio Grande City, a good non-district test. You have Hidalgo, who's also a good non-district test. Then you're going to start off district. You have Gruya, Ingleside, Robstown, Rockport, Fulton, all semi-hard schools. Port Isabel's always a good school up there. King and Corpus Christi, London. So those are good schools. La Feria can find themselves easily on the outside looking in if they take it slow to start this season. Like you want to see what you have in that non-district, but then district's going to come up right now, and they need to. It's going to be like a rude awakening, because last year it was, you're going to make the playoffs. You can lose all 10 of your games. You're going to get that playoff shirt. 0-10, 0-4.
I don't think you want that playoff
0-10, 0-4 by district round playoffs. You made it.
Playoff
But
bound
now they got eight teams in their district, including them, 8. Now you got to win at least 4.
It makes it more competitive, and I guess it gives you a hunger, because if you know you're going to make the playoffs, players will get lazy or you save yourself for that. But now you got to really play and even for the coaches, also strategize well and see how you play. And in these non-district games, you're playing at Donna and
Rio Grande City.
They're, compared to the other schools we talked about, they're probably in the bottom of their district. That should mean,
like we said about there's like a power dynamic, right? Like Donna's not one of the best 5A schools, but that's a good test for a 4A school like La Feria.
So you see where you stand.
Yeah.
And they're not that good either. So if you can beat them, hey, that's some good credit for you, and shows you where you can play. So I think they're really just coming into this season it's not that easy anymore. Now you have to, I guess, try. I hope they were trying the whole time, but because you know how sometimes people get, you're just gonna take your foot off the gas just a little bit, but no, for this time you have more to play for now. I think it's a little harder of a district, a little bit longer as well, and even for the coaches it gets hard too to strategize and see what you can do.
Yeah, that's going to do it here for this La Feria and Santa Rosa talk. Excited to see them come up again. Not a whole lot to talk about them. We talked about their district, how we think they're going to do next year. But I see that these schools both improving a little bit from what they did last year. Their key players improving
hopefully
from what they did last year. Yeah, hopefully, right? But I mean, for La Feria being that one of the only 2 Valley schools in that district, I'm hoping they make the playoffs, make the top 4. I can see it happening. We're not going to do a standings prediction for that, right? But I can see them making the top 4.
No, I mean, anything's possible as long as you have players that they're working hard and all that, and you can just develop them and see what you have. You can do anything, and especially those non-district games matter in the sense of they show you where you stand against those higher of a district teams, so those Donna and the other school, Rio Grande City. It really shows where you land. So
that's going to do it here for us for this first segment. When we come back, we'll be talking about La Villa, Port Isabel, Edcouch, Elsa, all those other 4A, 3A schools. So we're going to do a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
At Tortilleria Ibañez, flavor starts fresh every day. Crispy flautas, homemade tamales, and our signature chicken salad, all made for you. Tortilleria Ibañez, tradition on every plate.
It means a lot to me. TSC has changed me to make me realize that I can accomplish things. Just don't give up. A long way from where I was to what I am now, and there's no limit to where I'm going.
Give your little one the best start at Brownsville ISD's Pre-K3 and Pre-K4 programs. At BISD, 3 and 4-year-olds develop fundamental skills that pave the way to lifelong success, with quality educators, access to the latest technology, and free nutritious meals to fuel the day. Our young minds explore and learn in exciting new ways. Enroll your 3 and 4-year-old today at Brownsville ISD, the best choice.
Kenny Perez came from a small town in Texas. At Kenny Perez Law, we won't stop fighting until our clients get what's rightfully theirs. We're right by your side, no matter what. Call Kenny Perez Injury Lawyers today. 956-999-1111.
The standard of excellence has always been Cadillac, so be iconic and drive one. Free your Cadillac, Brownsville, Texas.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. So last segment we talked about, I'm having a brain fart. We talked about Santa Rosa and La Feria. Now we're going to be talking about La Villa, and we'll also be talking about Port Isabel. So these teams, Port Isabel, not a whole lot on their stats. We're going to talk about, like we did La Feria, right? Their district, their record, all of that. La Villa, we got a couple stats on some players. So we're going to talk some ball real quick, see what we got. And we did talk about Santa Rosa. So La Villa Santa Rosa will be playing in week 1. It's sort of rivalry week kind of thing, but it's going to be good to see, like, especially we just talked about Santa Rosa, right? We'll start it off here with La Villa. We just talked about Santa Rosa, and La Villa will be playing them week 1, so it's a good matchup to see where you stand week 1.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, La Villa went 9-2 last year, and I think it's an overall well-rounded team coming in again. They have a little bit of everything everywhere. They have receivers, running backs, a QB, and defensive players. So they're well-rounded, 9-2, and there'll probably be another 9-2 season, or hopefully undefeated or something like that. Their starting quarterback is returning, Isaiah Felix, throwing for 122 yards per game. Those are solid numbers, good. With as well his receiver coming back, Austin Cantu, who averaged about 69 receiving yards per game, and a running back as well, and Andrew Gonzalez, who runs for 140 yards per game. So you're talking about all these receivers, running backs.
All 3 levels, you got something.
Yeah. And mind you, all of them were juniors last year, so now they're all seniors. And that's what I mentioned earlier. The development is there for these small schools, because they've been playing varsity football probably their whole career in high school. So
it's nothing new to them.
These numbers just keep getting better. Comparing to last year, they were slightly just a little bit less than that, but every year they're always improving. And so because I mean they're playing varsity football since freshman probably, and their numbers just gonna keep getting better and better. And I mean, hopefully this season comes to prove you're playing really good football, you're playing up good numbers, you're going to make the playoffs. Let's move on from the first round.
Let's jump up.
Because most of these schools we're going to talk about, they were all first round exits. I don't think
max second round.
I don't think
La Villa was lost in the second round, and that's it.
So I mean, I think you also want to schedule yourself good teams in the valley that you're going to play to see where you land.
Look, so last year their schedule, they played they had a little bit of everything. Like they could beat you in the high scoring games. They could beat you in low scoring games. They beat Santa Maria week 1, and in week 1, it's everybody kind of has the same thing where it's like maybe you got off to a slow start. Like it's everybody's first week playing real fun. They scored 50 points, 50 to 45. They lost to Lyford. Lyford's a solid school. They beat Santa Rosa in a close game. Monte Alto, they put up 75. Marine Military Academy put up 60. They've been blowing teams out, and I mean they got to the playoffs. First round of the playoffs, they won 49-8 against Louise. Second round, they lost 35-7. They had 28 points, but it could have been a lot worse, right? So this kind of almost the same schedule upcoming like this year. Obviously, the non-district's a little different. I know they play Santa Rosa the first week of the season. We were just talking about Santa Rosa. It's going to be a good test. I like La Villa. Like I feel like La Villa, of all the teams that we're going to talk about this segment, the show, La Villa might be the best one. I mean, 9-2.
Actually, hold on for Real Honda. They're pretty good.
Yeah, the Real Honda's pretty solid too. I mean, almost the same exact schedule for La Villa this year. Santa Rosa non-district, Lyford non-district, Falfurrias non-district, and then the same district as last year.
And that's what I mean. And they obviously have phenomenal players. Even the defensive side, they have They have a kid named Jacob Rivera, outside linebacker, 12 tackles per game. Like, that's pretty good. You're getting 12 tackles per game. And they had corner DB signed with 5 picks. I mean, you have a small
you play
season.
11, 12 games. You got to pick in almost half of them.
So that's also pretty good. Good on defense. That's what I meant when they were well-rounded. But I think me and you know they're going to do good in the season. I don't think they're going to struggle at all.
Yeah.
So I think whoever they did match up for their 1 or 2 non-district games, I think matters a lot.
Yeah, I thought Osa is going to be a good test.
But is it really? I don't think they're
Lyford's going to be a good test. They lost by 30 points to Lyford last year. They want they want that get back. Like you say, they're returning a lot of seniors. We've seen it a lot. They could go 12-1, 13-1.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. And I believe they're gonna blow out Santa Rosa. I don't think Santa Rosa will be able to hold. The players are phenomenal and really good. But I mean, so I think for them, their aspirations need to be in those playoffs and see what we can do. Because I believe they're gonna run through this season easy peasy. I don't think maybe.
Give me La Villa to make the 3rd round of the playoffs. I think La
that's
Villa
what I mean,
will be the team to make the 3rd round. I mean, 3rd round. You made it to the 2nd round last year. You're returning almost half your players senior heavy. Like, you see it all the time, especially with those heavy senior classes where it's like all out. We've seen it with Hannah, Mission Vets, Brownsville Vets, right? San Benito, Harlingen. You see those schools where it's like, especially when you're senior heavy, you go to those 3rd round. PSJ North, you go to that 3rd round. You go to that 4th round of playoffs because you've been playing with that same group of kids your whole high school career, like you said.
And it's your last one. And I think for the coaches as well, your aspirations need to be in those playoffs and see what we can do with that. Those first round, we have to get out that first round because for most of them, I think only them or Rio Hondo, I don't know which one it was that went to the 2nd round. But besides that,
it was La Villa. La Villa went to the 2nd round.
So for them, I think their aspirations need to be above that 2nd round mark.
Yeah, I mean, losing in the 2nd round last year, 35-7, maybe a bit underexperienced, right? Like, I mean, once you get to the state playoffs, everything's out the window.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, everyone's as good.
Same competition. I feel like they've experienced it. They've been there. They had a great season last year. I got them going to the 3rd round of the playoffs. I think it's 3rd round or bust.
I may write what you there, but I believe so. That bar needs to be higher than just winning district and going undefeated or all that. That you need to win these playoff games.
Yeah, like La Villa might not be in the like 6As, 5As talks as competition of football, but you play who you play. Like, they don't have a lot of kids in their school. They play who they play, and they blow out the teams that they play. So I say that. Like they lost last year in the 2nd round 35-7. Why not have them make the 3rd round of the playoffs? Like, they blew out pretty much everybody. 1st round of the playoffs, they won by 40 points. 2nd round, I think they're going to come ready with that experience. I'm already like looking towards that 2nd, 3rd round of the playoffs, that Thanksgiving-ish week, 1st week of November, 2nd week of November. I expect to see La Villa still in the playoffs.
For these small city teams, right? I mean, the whole city rad is behind, so even having that, it's a good motivation and it helps. But at least for them, the bar needs to be higher than 2nd round for the playoffs and all that, because I believe they can make the 1st round. And when you play the 1st round, you're playing somewhere around your area, so you should be able to beat them if you beat them in the regular season. But after that, I mean, just put it even higher and see what you can do and win these games. And the players, they're having the whole team come. They're well-rounded everywhere on defense and in the offense. They're the same team again. Yeah. So they will do phenomenal and probably go undefeated.
And we see it all the time. You have these teams that are almost the same as last year. They just get better. Like 99% of the time, they just get better.
They've been playing varsity football either sophomore, freshman year, and every year improving numbers. And they probably will improve them again, hopefully, and put even ridiculous numbers.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But we're going to move on to Port Isabel now. So not a whole lot of stats on Port Isabel. Like, players-wise, we have a couple. They're losing a lot of seniors. I know that. They don't throw the ball a whole lot. They like to run. I believe it's a 3-back set on the offense. I don't know if it's a wing T or if it's another type of wing T or
relax. You're giving away all the answers.
Extended. I don't think it's the wing T. I don't know. Like, I'd be lying if I said I knew what it was. I know they got 3 backs. I know they run the ball a whole lot. They got a quarterback under center. It's like the 50s again. But Port Isabel, they have a couple players coming back. They have Elijah Alvarez, who's going to be a senior, 71 carries last year, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Brian Ramirez, 33 carries, 223 yards, and a touchdown. They're both going to be seniors on the defensive side. I didn't really see a whole lot. Port Isabel, same thing as La Villa, right? Small city. Port Isabel always has a decent football team for their caliber. Like, the biggest teams, the biggest teams that they really played would be like a St. Joe, and that's a close game. Like, they don't play huge teams. They don't. And smart for them to not schedule it, right? Like, you don't want to go schedule.
But you have to.
You don't want to go schedule a San Benito on Friday night.
I understand you may lose, but you have to schedule once in a while the bigger teams. And I know you may see it as a waste of schedule, but
they scheduled La Jolla Palmview 6A.
There you go.
6A.
And they're not even that bad of a football team.
That's going to be a good test.
And they had a lot of good players coming back.
Good week 1 test right there.
And La Jolla's good, right? I mean, La Jolla may not be that good compared to the schools, but La Jolla's not that bad in their district. And so, I mean, it's a good test for themselves, right? See where they land there.
So for Port Isabel, another team that's used to having a 14 district to where we can go 0-10, we can get that by district playoff shirt right there. Bound. Yeah, playoff bound, 0-4 in district, sad, 4th in district. But now they have an 18 district, and they're along with La Feria. They're in the same district as La Feria. They're also that's pretty much it. They got Corpus Christi, London, Ingleside, Robstown, Rockport, Fulton, King. It was based out of Kingsville, right? But they did a good job at also packing some hard teams, hard for them in their non-district. Palmview is that first game, La Jolla Palmview. They're going to La Jolla Palmview. If you've ever been to La Jolla Palmview, if you have, I'm sorry. But in that stadium, it gets rowdy. Like, it's a big stadium. Like, yeah, I mean, they got those lights, those strobe lights that go on and off. Like, if you're the away team, never played in a stadium like that, it's different. So week 1, you're going to see what your team's made of. You got Rio Hondo. We're going to talk about them coming after this break. Solid team. Really good team. Probably the second best team out of the ones we're talking about right now. Them and La Villa are right up there, right? And then they got Raymondville, who's going to be a good team. And then they start district. I mean, you got Corpus Christi, London, Ingleside, Robstown, La Feria. Them and La Feria, like we said, are used to being in that 14 district where it's like, we're going to make the playoffs no matter what. I want to see how they react. Port Isabel for years has been they make the playoffs. They always make the playoffs. They go to the first round, second round. But now you're playing against these Corpus schools. Now you got a couple Corpus schools in your district. You're not playing against Rio Hondo in your district. Santa Rosa's not in your district. St. Joe's not in your district. You're playing against the the small Corpus schools, which are still big for your stature.
Yeah, I mean, For PI, it's just, I mean, it's a harder season now than compared to other years, even for the coaches as well. And it's just, you just have to give it all your all and see what you have there. It's especially, I mean, if you're a run-heavy school, they're probably be run-heavy again, but sometimes that's not
no
the
coaching
answer.
change. I see them still running the ball.
And sometimes isn't. You also have to adapt too. That like you can't always be running the ball. Develop a quarterback, develop a receiver, throw it out. I mean, you gotta give confidence to the players too, and not just. To me, I find it selfish maybe for a coach to just always run the ball. Like you gotta adapt and change too, man. Like it's not always. It's not gonna work, bro. Like,
I feel like this could be the year where it's like you're gonna get tested. Like
for sure.
You're gonna get tested as to where you're gonna adapt, or if you're down 40-0 in the third quarter, you're gonna keep running the football.
It may work for Palmview or Palm whoever or Laguna Vista down the street, but it ain't gonna work again for like the
Corpus Christi, London. Yeah,
and it's different players as well. I mean, we're gonna that like, it's different players, different everything. So I mean, just like that, you have to adapt and change your schemes as well.
Give them credit, right? They got first in a 4-team district. I mean, they won all their district games. They went 4-0.
Shoot, man, they got 4 more wins than me.
Yeah, 4 more wins than me, right? I'm not a head coach. I don't know what I'm talking about. But they beat St. Joe, respectable win. They beat King out of Kingsville 37-22. They beat La Feria pretty handedly. They beat Gruya by 30 points. Talked about Roma the other day. They lost to Roma. Lost to Ed Couch Elsa. Lost to Rio Hondo, lost to Lyford.
Those are all good schools.
I mean, what I'm sensing here is you're playing the good schools and you're losing.
Yeah,
now you go to your little 14 district and you're gonna beat up on everybody.
All high and mighty.
Yeah, you went 6-5.
Come playoff, all that doesn't matter. And for a team like that, your mind's already in the playoffs, so it doesn't do you any good. Well, it doesn't good to see where they land with these schools and how they play. They're better schools overall.
You went 6-5, and all 5 of those losses were to winning teams.
But it could be because if you're playing the same way you're playing against the other school that you're playing for your district, it's not gonna work. It only works against them because they're not as good as,
and I mean
the other ones.
They went 6-5, and everybody looks at the record like that's why you can't be stat watching, right? 6-5, everybody's like, oh, solid season. No, you lost to Lyford, you lost to a good school, you lost to Rio Hondo, you lost to a good school, you lost to Ed Couch Elsa, good school, you lost to Roma, who's right there. That's 4 teams with a winning record you did not beat.
I think for PI, I think it goes down to the playing scheme. If you're going to be run heavy the whole time and just run, it's not going to work. It's not going to get you by anywhere.
And they lost to Robstown too in the first round of the playoffs. Robstown's in their district now.
You're going to lose to them again probably.
Yeah,
they're Robstown. This is a school we don't cover them. We don't really know about, but it's a school you kind of hear about. They're not bad of a school at all. You hear some things from them.
And now you're going to play them in your district. The district's not getting any easier.
So really, I think just for them, it's a clean slate and really change everything about PI football. I think from their offense, their defense, and it only got harder for them. They probably won't make the playoffs. To be honest,
I mean, I don't
even see them in there, bro.
I don't see them. I don't think it's ridiculous to say that. I don't see them in the playoffs either. I mean, it's an 18 district. Like, it's good job, yeah. Woo, you got first place in your 14.
2 years ago,
you got first place in your 14 district. You beat La Feria, who I think will be solid next year. You beat Gruya. And then you beat King. That's it. Those are your only district schools that you played. I mean, you went 3-0 in district. Now you got to win 7 games to go first place, and I don't think it's gonna happen. I think maybe they'll get 2-3 wins in district, but that's not going to be enough to make the playoffs.
All right, well.
So we're going to do a quick commercial break. That was a little preview for La Villa and Port Isabel. When we come back, we have Ed Couch Elsa, Rio Hondo, and then we're going to finish it off, and that'll be it from us. But we're going to do a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Southmost College's auto body repair program. In just 2 semesters, you'll gain the skills to become an auto body repair specialist. Learn using industry standard iCar Academy to get you job ready fast. If you're ready to drive your career forward, TSC's auto body repair program is the place to start. Classes are filling fast, so visit tsc.edu and apply today. Turn your passion into a powerful career at Texas Southmost College. Our automotive technology program will train you in everything from maintenance to full vehicle systems repair. Earn a certificate or associate degree and get certified to work as a C maintenance or B-level technician. You'll be guided by seasoned instructors who have decades of real-world automotive experience, helping you get ready to roll into the industry. So take the wheel and apply today at tsc.edu.
If you've been in a car crash, call Kenny. We're available to take your call 24/7, and we don't charge a fee unless we win your case. When you're in a car crash, call Kenny. Call 999-1111 now for a free consultation.
Permatemp Personnel Services has been servicing local businesses for the past 29 years. Leave the hiring to us. Let us become your personal hiring guru. We have a network of skilled employees to fit your needs.
Your success is our strategy.
Don't hesitate. Call us now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Our third and final segment here. We're going to be talking about finishing up 3A4A. We're going to talk about Rio Hondo and Ed Couch Elsa. So I can start first if you want with Ed Couch Elsa. So we'll go ahead and go over to Ed Couch Elsa. Had a solid season last year. Good thing for Ed Couch Elsa. They got a lot of players coming back, offensive side and defensive side. I know we talked about Rio Hondo, La Villa being the 2 best teams out of these teams. I think Ed Couch Elsa is right up there. Might even be second. Like I think that I'm really high on this team as a whole. I'm trying to pull up their record from last year. They had a pretty good season last year, and they're kind of the same thing as Rio Hondo, right? Like they're smaller school. Like they don't play a lot of the best competition, but sometimes they'll play like a 6A, 5A, like a Rivera, or like a smaller school, but also 5A. It's good to see your level of competition. So they went 6-5 last year, 4-1 in district. They had a 6-team district. They were able to finish second. So good for them. They played Lopez. They had a lot of teams from the Valley they played. They played Donna. They were able to get the job done. They only lost by 10 points to Mission Vets. we praised Mission Vets, and we think they're going to be one of the best teams in the district. You only lose by 10 points to them. They lost to Mac High, lost to Edinburgh. They beat Port Isabel and lost to Mercedes. They were able to get it done in district after losing to Mercedes. They beat Porter, they beat Pace, PSJ Southwest, and Lopez. They lost in the first round to Sheridan Pioneer, and we all know Pioneer is a good school in the Valley, probably top 10, top 15, right? So a good amount of players coming back. So on the quarterback side, they have Jason Pena, 900 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's going to be a senior, I believe. So he also ran the ball well, 31 carries, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns. Running back, they have their workhorse running back coming back, Aiden Mercado, 167 carries, 974 yards, 9 touchdowns, averaging 88 rushing yards a game. And they had a freshman last year who's going to be a sophomore, Mason Villalpando, 23 catches, 195 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, on the offensive side for Edcouch, you got a quarterback, running back, receiver coming back. If you can handle the O-line and have a half-decent O-line, I think Edcouch can be pretty solid this year.
I mean, for sure. I mean, and it's good seeing all these players coming back, and it's the same thing with La Villa. I mean, they're probably their games are gonna be between La Villa, Rio Hondo, and Edcouch. Sure. Those are gonna be the games to watch between all them three to see who. Because if win or lose against any of those 3 schools, it's whoever is really gonna be first in their district. Because they're all well-surrounded schools, and all the players are coming back. And for Edcouch, like you say, if they could just have a good line and push that running game more or something, they'll probably be really good. And the same thing for them. I mean, your mind's already in the playoffs. You're probably going to breeze through just besides those 2 other schools. Mm-hmm. So really what you do there. And it's good to schedule sometimes, like you said, those 5A or 6A schools to really...
Yeah, it's good calm. That's what you need. Like last year they played Edinburgh. Especially, you didn't have to do that.
And then they lost to Mission Vets by 10 points. I mean, you don't lost by 10 points.
You scheduled them.
That's you only lost by a 2% game. That's
if I'm a Lyford, if I'm another team and I see Edcouch also scheduled Mission Vets and Edcouch also lost to Mission Vets by 10 points, and I gotta play Edcouch also in district, I'm a little scared because I'm like, wow, they were able to put up a fight against Mission Vets.
They have that grit, that moxie, all that, whatever you want to say. I mean, they're not scared to whoever they play, and that's good because that means going into the playoffs. Like that momentum, we spoke about it in other segments, right? In other schools and baseball and all that. I mean, when you're going in 5 games winning streak and just handily beating everyone, that could help you a lot to go inside the playoffs because that momentum carries on.
I mean, so Edcouch is used to being a 5A school. They moved down from 5A to 4A last year. Last year they were in 5A. They played all Valley teams. Now in this district, they got not in their district Hidalgo, who's okay, Alice, who's a pretty solid school, Zapata, and Valley View. I see them winning district. Like, I think they win district, especially with their players coming back.
For sure, you went from playing harder competition to slightly...
And even then, you want to hear their non-district schedule? Because they didn't have to schedule these teams. First game, they got San Benito. Second game, Mercedes. Third game, Rio Hondo, which we talk about that, right? Edinburgh Vela, Edinburgh, and then Economides. San Benito, Edinburgh Vela, Mercedes, Edinburgh, and Economides are all probably going to be preseason ranked top 12 teams in the Valley. So you got those 5 teams playing in non-district. Like, dude, Edcouch is not scared of anybody. Like, that's what I'm saying.
And that's good for them. They probably will breeze through. But to me, I don't know who's... That first place is up for grabs between these 3 schools, right? Mm-hmm. But I mean, for them, I mean, looking in for like a La Villa or a Rio Hondo looking into that, I mean, that's scary, dude. You're talking about this team knows how to play hard football, long football, that stuff. So it's hard for them, and their minds are already probably in the playoffs because they're probably we're gonna breeze through these teams.
We talked about La Villa making the 3rd round of the playoffs. I see Edcouch also 2nd, 3rd round of the playoffs easily. You're returning.
They know what hard football is. And like a harder.
They played a lot of those 5A schools. They didn't have to schedule these Edinburgh teams. These 3 Edinburgh teams, sure. San Benito, and they have players coming back on the defensive side. They have Jeremiah Sandoval. He's going to be a junior. 95 tackles, 3 sacks. 1 interception. He's a middle linebacker. He can do it all. 95 tackles. He also had 3 sacks and an interception. He's their leader on the defense. He's their captain. Then Marcus Garcia playing corner. 68 tackles, 2 interceptions. Now you got 2 players coming back on 2 of the 3 levels of the ball. I'm sure they have some good D-line coming back. I see Edcouch being one of the best teams in for sure, and a sneaky team, like a sneaky top 15, top 12 team in the Valley, because if they're really not scared of anybody, they're returning a quarterback, they're returning a receiver, returning a running back, returning players on the defensive side. Like there's a good chance that they go 5-5 in the regular season and still make the second round of the playoffs, because you scheduled the San Benitos, San Benito, we all know about San Benito.
Yeah.
Edinburgh Vela, Edinburgh High, Economides, Mercedes. I mean, all these schools we all know really well because of how good they are at football. So they might lose those 5 games, but they might be close games. And tell you what, it's only going to get you better for district when San Benito is not Alice, Edinburgh Vela is not Alice, or whoever it is they're going to play. Valley View.
No, for sure, and that's good. And that's praise to the coaching there, right, for scheduling those teams, because they're only making their boys better players, because they know what hard football is, and what playing, even win or lose against them. I mean, if you're losing by a little bit, you're right there with it.
And I'm telling you right now, they're gonna win one of these games. I think they'll beat the Economy. I think they can beat Economies. I think they might. They played Mercedes years past. They've been in the same district. I think they can beat Mercedes. I'm not high on San Benito. I already said it. Who's to say they don't upset the district and beat San Benito week 1 in this season? Who knows?
It's another well-rounded team for them, and it's for the other teams in this district, looking into them is just going to be hard for them, dude, because they know what they're coming in with, this momentum. They know how to play football, and then they hard football at that too. So
I expect to see a lot of losses in the non-district for Ed Cauchosa, but they're gonna breeze through the district, and it's gonna be a show for the rest of the teams in that district, and I expect them to make second, third round of the playoffs pretty easy. But we're gonna move on now to Rio Hondo, right? So you want to get us started on Rio Hondo?
The way you've been talking about, everyone knows I'm kind of high on Rio Hondo, and I believe they'll have first in this district.
Okay.
It's really between La Villa, Rio Hondo, and right now we just talked about
Ed Couch.
Okay. But for me, I think Rio Hondo is the team. About everyone's coming back for their team, defensive side and offensive side. I mean, they have dogs everywhere. They have receivers, a quarterback, a running back, and they got linebackers, D-line, all that stuff. Just to name a couple players in the receiver, they got 2 receivers, right? Perez and Gonzalez. Perez averaged about 84 receiving yards per game, and Gonzalez averaged 60 yards per game. So 2 receivers right there that a quarterback can throw to, just right there. The one's not working, the one's going to be working. So right there, that's a good thing to see. And not only that, they have a running back with that average about 187 yards per game rushing. So, I mean, just running back right there that can also just run the ball.
So they got a running game and an air raid offense.
Yeah, so with a quarterback that threw Matthew Lopez, because the running back's name is Mario Lopez. So Matthew Lopez is the quarterback. He threw for 2,379 yards with 25 touchdowns last year. So, I mean, just right there in the offense are phenomenal numbers. He has 2 receivers, a running back, and a quarterback coming back. This team's already looking they're unstoppable. And then on the defensive side, they had a last year freshman, now sophomore, T.Y. Alanis. He was an outside linebacker. He averaged 12 tackles per game as a freshman. Last year. Ty Alanis or T.Y. Alanis? Ty, my bad. I'm not good with it.
No, remember he played baseball. We covered him.
Oh, shoot. That's why it sounds familiar. But, I mean, that was just a freshman last year. Now he's going to be a sophomore. His numbers are only to get better.
Yeah, for sure.
And as well, they have another DN, Leos, who averaged about 11 sacks. He had 11 sacks. So,
I mean, for Rio Hondo, you're returning a lot of players. Like, those stats you just gave me, a very eye-popping, very like...
Yeah, no.
I mean,
compared to other school stats, I think Rio Hondo has his best stats on the
We talked about Lyford, because Lyford, every team we talked about, Lyford beat them. This team beat Lyford 59-13 last year. Like, just waxed them. No problem. They really had no problem except for Raymondville last year. They took care of business with Port Isabel, Valley View, Falfurrias, Lyford, Progreso. They lost in the first round of playoffs to Corpus Christi, London, 42-49. We all know London's a pretty solid school.
Yeah, and they were right there with them.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just luck of the draw kind of thing. Like, you got second in district. If you would have beat Raymondville, you got that 1 seed, you play a little bit of an easier school.
I think for me, I think they'll go undefeated in their district, and I think they'll take that first spot.
Think so?
I think they'll be because I mean the games to watch in this district are going to be Rio Hondo versus La Villa, or Rio Hondo versus the other team you were talking about.
Ed Couch.
Ed Couch. I mean, those are the teams, the games to watch in this district.
Yeah, for
any
sure.
of those three teams playing against each other, and I think for me they'll have that first spot just for themselves, and I think they'll have 2 playoff wins for sure. Third round, I don't know after that, but for sure, or hopefully, I don't want to say for sure, but they'll get. I can see them getting 2 wins in the playoffs. And like you said, Joker Law, they can just beat a Valley regional team, beat them, that's 1 win, and then hopefully play another Corpus team and you can beat them. They're right there. And this team's coming back with vengeance because if they lost by a couple points a possession game, they're going to be ready for sure.
And they did a good job scheduling people in the non-district. They scheduled some solid schools, right? You got Pace to start. It's going to be a good test. It's a good testing point to see where you're at. Port Isabel, Ed Couch Elsa, and St. Joe. All non-district schools.
Dude, I honestly see them beating all those schools.
You see them beating all those schools?
I could see them beating Pace.
Yeah.
I can see them, beating St. Joe. And I can see them,
Port Isabel, Ed Couch. Yeah.
And Ed Couch.
And then the only team they lost to last year, or so in their district now they have Lyford, Bishop, Santa, I don't know how to say that name. Progreso, San Diego, and Raymondville. The only thing they lost to is their last game of the season, Raymondville. So I see them going undefeated all the way. And Raymondville beat them pretty bad last year. That's going to be the district championship for the most part. Like November 6th, Raymondville, Rio Hondo. That is going to be the district championship. And I think you can go either way. But I think Rio Hondo will be returning more players. And I think Rio Hondo is going to take that district championship, finish off a good 10-0 season. I think they're going to be Pace, St. Joe, and make a statement to the rest of the valley. Like, we're playing a 5A school. We're playing, everybody kind of sees St. Joe as a good football school. We beat these schools, and then we beat Ed Couch. We beat Lyford in the first round. Who everybody sees Lyford as a good football school, lower valley region. And I see them making their statement. I see them going undefeated and beating Raymondville for that district championship.
This team's rolling with dogged, and for most of them, it's their last year, so they want to make a statement. They want to make one last good run. I mean, and like we mentioned, these small schools, these small town schools, these guys have been playing varsity football for years since they were freshmen. If they were in the bench or not, they know what varsity football is. And every year, because when I was looking at them, their numbers just keep getting better and better. Their running back last year had 100 yards. He put 87 more yards to his game. Rushing.
I mean,
and that's because the quarterback had 2 receivers to throw to. So that means they deal with all. The receiver's not having it, the running back is, and vice versa. So this team's rolling in, and also on the defensive side, even their players on DB and corners, they all had multiple picks, and 1 or 2 each player or whatever. So
it's just a great team all around.
Yeah,
like you've been saying.
Probably one of the best. Probably one of the best teams I've seen. Well rounded overall, even compared to their districts. Because sometimes some schools,
they're lopsided.
But right here, I mean, they weren't even senior heavy last year. When they lost seniors, they weren't even, they weren't that good.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And I mean, Rio Hondo just looks like a scary team to honestly to beat, and they're running in with fire dogs. Like they just got players everywhere, bro. So
I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see Rio Hondo, Ed Couch, and La Villa. Those definitely the 3 teams to look at.
No, for sure.
So that's gonna do it here for us. We finished up wrapping up our 4A3 preview, trying to get all the schools in the valley as possible. It's tough. There's too much schools.
Sorry for the ones we didn't get.
Yeah, there's too much of the schools in the valley for us to cover all at once. I mean, we've been doing this for a month and a half, talking about them, right? Started with 32 6A. We're all the way down here to 3A, right? So we've been trying. That's gonna do it here for us. Catch us next week. We're gonna be talking about a little bit
scrimmages.
Scrimmages. A little bit of preview of high school football. Preview of the scrimmages that will be going on. Football is right around the corner, man. So maybe leaving a little NFL preview. Like, who knows? It's right there.
Yeah, YouTube football.
Yeah, YouTube football. We got a whole lot to talk about. So we're gonna come back next week, talk about a whole lot of football to you. I mean, it's August. It's peak football season right now. So
it's a long summer, bro.
Oh yeah, and we're here, right? We made it. Dude, but that's gonna do it here for us. So we're gonna see y'all next week. Y'all go ahead and stay tuned. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that. Like our posts, our little clips. Tell us that we're a bunch of grown men that can't be talking about high school sports. But that's gonna do it here for us. So we're gonna see y'all next week, and y'all stay tuned. Y'all take care. We'll be back next week.
where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.